Okay. So you know what are the please keep quiet. I will please keep quiet. So you know what are the clear benefits of studying abroad. First, it is higher income. Then you will have better living opportunity, and similarly, career opportunities are also there. Because if you go to many of the foreign universities, for example, if you go to Australia, for studying in Australia, you have to spend for a period of 2 years. You have to spend around 25 to 30 lakhs. If you spend that much amount of money, that is 25 to 30 lakhs will be the fees, plus 20 lakhs will be coming as your living expense. So 40 to 50 lakhs will be coming if you are studying in Australia. If you are studying in New Zealand, it will be 10 lakhs less. But most of the European countries are also around 40, 30, 35 to 40 lakhs. That will be, so if you are spending that much amount of money, there is one important advantage. There is a important ranking of the university called QS ranking. QS ranking. So, for example, if you take the QS ranking of Indian Institute of Science, I will show you. The Indian Institute of Science has a QS ranking of around below 200. So, most of the universities in Australia have a QS ranking within 500, first 500. That means if you are spending that much amount of money, you will be able to study in a world-class university, and that qualification will be very valuable if you go to any country in the world. That is the advantage of a higher QS ranking. So that is one important advantage, because if you go to the Canada, most of the time students are going to colleges, and the QS ranking of colleges may not be of this level. So if you are studying in a college or in a university or a college which has a QS ranking of within first 500, for example, you studied MSc Zoology in a university outside, and after 10 or 15 years you want to come back to Kerala. If you have studied and took PhD from a university like that, then you will be able to get appointment in any college in Kerala easily without qualifying the NET examination, UGC NET examination. That is the biggest advantage of studying in a university which has a higher QS ranking. So if your intention is study, always look for a university which has a higher QS ranking. You can just type the university, and along with the just type the QS ranking. For example, I will show you there are some University of Tasmania. Just type QS ranking. That is the, so it will be showing that is it is ranked 316. So in the world ranking, it is ranked as 316. That means if you took a PhD from that university, you can come back to India and work as an assistant professor in any university or any college in here. You don't need to qualify in NET examination. That is one advantage. But if you are studying in a university above a QS ranking of 500, you cannot do that. So those who have a plan for such plan of coming back, always look for these kind of things. Now I will tell you some other details also. This is the most important problem if you are going abroad, is that once you are abroad, coming back to India may not be easy, because your qualification may not be suitable for most of the employment, most of the jobs or posts available in India. So if you studied in a foreign university, there will be a lot of conditions for coming back. Then another problem is that even if you are coming back, you may not be able to get a good job here also. Then there is another problem: your children may not come back. If they have born and brought up there, they will. Then there is immensely wide difference in facilities. That is another problem. Then one problem most of the time people are facing is that wherever what are the problems faced by Ukraine, our Indian students in Ukraine when they are about to cross the border with the Poland. The Ukrainian guards are not allowing them. They are giving first treatment to their citizens, and our citizens are get second class treatment. That will be there in whichever country you are going. As an Indian, we may not be able to get a first class treatment everywhere. That is one problem. You know how we are treating our Bengalis and Biharis here. The same way also they will be treating you. So that problem will be there wherever you go. Then these are some of the countries you can choose. Most of the time students are going to Canada because Canada is one of the cheapest country. Studying in Canada may cost you for 1 year 10 lakhs, and plus if you are for another 10 lakhs also you have to spend in Canada for as a living expense. So for a 1 year course you have to spend a total of 20 lakhs. That, and most of the time in Canada you will be getting a course in a college, not in a university. Getting admission in university may not be as easy in Canada because they will be always looking for 16 years of education, and there are only few universities in Kerala which are accepting and 15 years of education. For example, University of British Columbia. For example, if you have studied a course in a college with an A grade, they will accept that qualification. So these are some of the major countries, that Australia, Canada, and New Zealand. Then and Germany also. These are the four countries most of the students are going. The reason is that once you have studied there, if you have studied in Canada, after your course you can be there for 3 years. And New Zealand and Australia also you will get 3 years of stay back. So that is the biggest advantage of going to a country outside in any of these four countries. And as far as the climate is concerned, Canada and New Zealand are somewhat better because the climate of Canada and New Zealand are about 20 degrees centigrade or between 15 and 20 degrees. But if you go to the climate of Australia and New Zealand, but if you go to Canada, you know the climate is most of the time 0 degree or below 0 degree. And you know what is the situation in Ukraine now? It's freezing cold there, and there is war is going on. And you know what was the situation of our own students there. Then other countries are there. Many students are going to UK, but after your studies in UK, you can be in UK for one and a half years or 2 years sometimes. But getting a job in UK may not be very easy. And one reason students have told me is that after UK they plan to go to Australia. So that is the ultimate ambition of many, ultimate plan of many of them. So going to UK may not be may not be always good, but still many students are going, and maybe the study abroad agent are giving them such an advice. But the best place for going is Australia, Canada. These are the two best, and Germany also is okay. But there is one problem with Germany. The problem in Germany is that if you have studied engineering course, you can directly apply for a master course in Germany because German universities will not accept a 3 year bachelor degree. But if you are having a engineering degree, that is 4 year bachelor degree. So you can directly join a master degree program in Germany. But as students, you are in India, most of the universities are running 3 year bachelor course, and most of the European universities have 4 year bachelor course. So with a 3 year bachelor course, you might not be able to join a German university. That is one problem. So what you can do is that you have to go there. You have to do 1 more year here, doing some postgraduate diploma course here. Then only you can go to Germany. And the same problem is also there in Canada. And German universities have one important advantages. Advantage is that there is no fee in public university. That is, if you want to study in Germany, and if you want to study in a public university, public means government owned university, there is no fee or very limited nominal fee, just like the fee you are paying. But for living in any country in the Europe, the living expense will come to 10 lakhs per year. That is in any country in the Europe, that will be the amount. In some lesser developed European country, there may be slightly less. You may have to endure only slightly less amount. But then on an average, 10 lakhs will be the average annual expense in most of the European countries, and that is the case in Australia, New Zealand, Canada also. Then the coming to these are now, if you don't have so much budget, some countries like Taiwan is good. You don't need to spend a lot of money on Taiwan. Maybe if you are spending 5 lakhs or around that, you can complete your 2 year bachelor degree in Taiwan. And South Korea also, I think you have to spend only around 2 to 5 lakhs only. Then China also is good. But the problem with these countries is that after your studies there, most of these countries are giving you only 6 months stay back. If you get a job within the first 6 months, you can continue there. Otherwise, you have to come back. And there is Malaysia also. You can go to Malaysia and study in a world class university. Spend if you are ready to spend 5 lakhs. The total 5 lakhs as a fee. You can study in a. So these are some of the advantages. And if you are very good in finding a job within the first 6 months, then you can be there. Then here you can see the stay back of different countries. The Canada and Australia are giving the maximum stay back, followed by Germany, then New Zealand also. For example, if you are doing a master degree course in New Zealand, then you can be there for 3 years. Then France also, Germany, Ireland. So these are the major countries students are going. The important reason is that out of these countries, except Germany and France, please keep right. Except Germany and France, all other countries are English speaking countries. Because going to a different country, like for example, if you want to go to Germany, there is no tuition fee in Germany. But unless you are very good in speaking German, the finding a job may not be easy. And another problem in Germany is that they hate people who are speaking English. That is another trouble. Because Germans and English are not in good terms. I was once in Germany for a few days, and when we ask for a help, they always say speak in Deutsch. Deutsch means German. If you know German, we will be speaking in German only. So that problem will be there, and learning German may not be very easy. Then that problem is also there. In if you are even if you are qualified in Ielts 7 or 7.5, and you go to any foreign country, don't think that you will be good there. The most of the time, the main problem is communication. We won't be able to understand what they are telling, and more than that, they will not be able to understand what you are telling. So it takes several years for you to properly communicate with them. So that is one problem wherever you go. So when we are going to another country with a completely different language, this problem will be much more. Then there are many Chinese universities. Here you can see that. If with a lower budget, I have been in China. Please listen. China is a good place, but if you are lucky, you can be there for a longer period. The advantage of China is that these are all famous universities there. The cost of education is also I have shown here. 3,000 into 80, you just multiply into 80. It is around 76, but after exchange rate you come to 80. So 3,000 USD means 2,40,000 per year. That is the cost of education in most of the universities in China. And universities of China are much more better than our own universities. The facilities are very good. The campus is also very good. So these are some of the universities you can try. Then another problem that you want to write. Already I told you about QS ranking. So if your intention is study, always look for a QS ranking within 500. So if you are studying in a university within 500, that will be always good for you. You are safe. Throughout your life you are safe. For example, after 20 years you want to come back to India, still, and you can, if you want to join any institution in India, that is possible. Then another thing that I want to tell you is that under the UGC, there is a division called evaluation division. And for example, you studied a degree from MSc degree in UK or from any European country except Germany. Germany and France have 2-year master degree. In the case of UK, their PG is 1 year because their degree is 4 years. So they are having a post-graduation is only for 1 year. And if you study MSc Zoology from a UK university or a university in Ireland and come back to India, that qualification will not be accepted here. So that is the problem. So when you are going abroad, think about these things. If your intention is study, always take a university with a 2-year master degree. For example, in Germany and France, they are offering 2-year master degree. Canada is offering 2-year master degree. Then Australia is offering 2-year master degree. But if you go to New Zealand, in many universities, their master degree is 1.5 year, and that will not be accepted here. That is what I am telling is that if you have any plan of coming back to India, keep it in mind these kind of things. For example, you did your MSc Zoology in Australia. After 20 years, you are coming back to Kerala. You can use that MSc Zoology here also. That will be accepted if it is with the world within the 500 US ranking of 500. So that is an advantage. Otherwise, you will be trapped. You cannot. Sometimes you may not be able to continue there for different reasons. But if you come back to here, you won't be able to get any job. Not even in a school job. For example, you want to teach in a CBSU school, they will not accept your qualification. So that is a problem. So if you are studying in a university with a 1-year master degree, so think about that. Then other problem is I want to tell you is that if you have studied in a master degree in a university with a 2-year masters, if you send an application to this cell, they will give an equivalency for your degree. Then you have to pay around a fee of 10,000, and this UGC cell will be giving you equivalency. With that certificate, you can join any university or any institution here. So that is one advantage. Then, which country is the best? So this is a difficult question. It depends on the budget. If you don't have too much money, always think of a country which is offering you limited fee. For example, there are several countries which are giving you where you can complete your fee within 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs. Think about going to those countries. For example, I had seen in Malaysia, they have to world-class University of Malaysia. The University of Malaysia is one of the very good university. It has a world ranking of 57, whereas most of our IITs have a world ranking of about 200. So and the fee for studying in a Malaysian university is around 5 lakhs only. Then other problem is climate is important reason. Please keep quiet in between. Disturbance. So climate is another problem. For example, most of the time people are going to Canada because most of the study abroad agent will be offering you Canada is the best. Canada is good, and it may be also able to get employment also, a job also very easily, and PR also very easily. But continuing in Canada for a long time may not be very good, very easy because of this climate. The climate is too cold. Most of the time it is below 0 degree, and you may not be able to adjust for a longer. For example, after 30 or 40 years of age, this intense cold will give you a lot of muscle pain, which will be there throughout your life. That is one problem. Then I always look to the YouTube videos. Our own students have gone to several countries and they have posted a lot of videos. Watch some 20 or 30 of these videos, you will get an idea. Then which course you should choose? This is another big trouble most of the time. For example, if you are taking pure science like MSc Zoology, MSc Botany, MSc Chemistry, Physics, etc. Even in India, the main opportunities are either teaching or research. In any country, that is the same case. So if you are taking pure science and going to any country, only in teaching and research you will have some opportunity. But if you are taking applied science, because in most of the Canadian university and Australian university, they are offering number of courses in applied sciences. So best thing is that applied science will be much better if you want to get a job. But if your intention is research, maybe pure science may be the best, because you can go to do PhD. That is another. Then another problem is that when you are choosing a course, always study the job opportunities. One way you can check the job opportunities by going to job sites are there. So there are number of job sites are, for example, in Canada also they have different job sites are there. Check the opportunities there. Then in health sector they are offering different types of courses. So health sector, any course in health sector is always good. Then management is another good area. Then IT, IT is also very good. For example, you are doing a course in data analytics or computer application. They will be giving a good opportunity later. So these are some of the good areas you can try. Then marks in qualifying examination. Then this is another important area, especially if your intention is to get some scholar, if you have a plan to get good scholarship. In the case of Australia, if you have a mark of 65% marks in your BSc degree, they will give you scholarship. Higher your percentage, more will be the amount of your scholarship. So if you are scoring 90%, you may be able to get higher scholarship. So from 65% onwards, you will be getting scholarship. But if you go to Canadian university have a lesser fee, but they are not offering much scholarship. So that is another problem. Then another thing is IELTS. And regarding here, you can see the amount of fee you have to pay. For your IELTS, you should have a score of 6 to 6.5. And the cost of that examination is around 15,000. So try to get a score of above 7, because 6 and 6.5 anybody will get. If you practice very well, you will get 6, you can easily score 6.5. Higher your score, higher your chance for getting a good scholarship. Then climate also I have already explained. Then why these three countries are the best? Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Germany. These are the four major countries which are giving you PR. You know what is a PR? For example, you go to Australia or Canada, they will give you 3 years of stay back. After the fifth year, 2 years for your study and 3 years for stay back. So up to 5 years you can be there. If you want to be there after 5 years, you need this PR visa. Without PR or permanent residency visa, you won't be able to stay there. So that is one important problem. So for example, you are going to Australia, you are going to Ireland. 2 years you can study there, for another 2 years also you can stay there. But after 4 years, if you are not getting PR or you are not able to get a job there, you have to come back. So that is a problem that you have to keep in mind if you are going to any of this place. So always select a country which have good chance of getting PR. Then these are some of the conditions which are the advantages. For example, if you get a PR, you can be there indefinitely. You can come. We can't come to India anytime. We can go back to Australia or Canada anytime. That is advantage. It is like a half citizenship, almost like a citizenship, but you cannot vote in their election. Except voting, you will be eligible for most of the other advantage as a citizen. So that is the advantage of PR. Then if you have a PR in Australia, you can also go to New Zealand and work there. So that is another advantage. So that is why people are going to these three countries. Then coming to Canada and Australia, there are 6 lakh Indians working in Canada. And similarly, 6 lakh Indians are also there in Australia. Then in this New Zealand, the number is maybe around 1 lakh only. And New Zealand is comparatively a smaller country. Then these are the scoring points. Now why I am showing to you that here you can see that if you are studying in a country in a rural Australia, there are 3 major cities: Sydney, Brisbane and Melbourne. If you are studying in any city other than that, you will get additional 5 points during your permanent year. Then there is another thing you can see that if your IELTS score is above around 7, you will get 10 points during your PR. But if you have a IELTS of only 6.5, you won't be able to get any points here. So if you have a point of 8, you will get 20 points here. 7 IELTS mean 10 point here. Below 7 no points. So this is another thing that you have to keep in mind. That's why I am telling you IELTS is very very important. Scoring maximum points in IELTS is very important in wherever country you are going. That will give you good points while you are applying for PR. So for in the case of Australia, you need a minimum 85 points to apply for PR there. So if your score is below that, you won't be able to get. So these are some of the factors which you have to keep in mind. Then this is also a Canadian PR calculator. You can go to this site, and if you put your points there, 67 points out of 100 are needed. So this is a site that show you Canadian PR. Then this gives you an estimate of expense in Indian rupees. For example, Canada, it comes to 7 to 13 lakhs depending on the university. USA also 11 to 19 lakhs. Then New Zealand is comparatively less, more cheaper, 8 to 12 lakhs. Then most students are going there. Ireland also 8 to 16 lakhs. Germany it is only 43,000 per year. That is the fees. Then France 12 lakhs. UK also 8 lakhs. Then Taiwan, I said I already it comes to 1.5 to 3 lakhs. Taiwan is a good country. Studying in Taiwan is, but we don't know when China is going to attack Taiwan. Then China is also cheaper. China has also a lot of opportunities there. But if you don't study their language properly, getting a job there may not be easy. So going to these South Asian countries is not a problem. Problem is studying their language and very fluent in that. Because I have been in Taiwan, they don't speak any English. I was also in China for a conference. If you don't know Chinese, it is very difficult to be there. Then working during study, because in most of the Canada and as well as in Australia, every week you can work to 20 hours, and for each hour you may be able to get 15 USD, $15. That means if you are working 20 hours a week, you can save around $300 per week. So in a month you can save up to $1,200. So you can convert $1,200 into 55. So that is regarding the number of hours you can work. Then this I have already told you. Then this will give you an idea regarding the type of qualification that is available in Canada. They have different types of qualification. Mainly certificate courses are there. Most of the time students are going to the certificates or postgraduate diploma, because our students cannot directly join master degree there. So students are mostly going for either postgraduate diploma or a certificate program. Then these are the different types of scholarship available here. Then one important thing they have to keep in mind is that don't blindly believe what study abroad agents are telling. Make your own research. Try go in internet and as well as YouTube. There will be a lot of videos and other information there. Check the status of university. Check the career opportunities of that course before you are taking any decision. Otherwise, you will be in trouble later. Okay.